Okay, I don't know, I'm getting a little bored of the trolling issue, but not totally. So who knows, but I do want to talk a little bit more about the issues of trolling. You know, I've seen a couple things that were worth commenting on. One, I saw a video where the person, the maker, cut out their eyes and mouth and said, "Look, you know, you can see my eyes and mouth, therefore the following is fine." And then it cut to a picture of fake Sagan as Hitler. Um, and this is what a lot of the people, you know, on the pro-troll side of things want. Oh shit! Rain on me. So the rain moves in quick here sometimes. It's totally not raining a second ago. But you know, they want like a get out of jail free card. Like if they could put a disclaimer at the end of their video, or a red dot, or, you know, just some little magic words or symbol that would allow them to say whatever they want with impunity, without legal liability. And it's just not going to work like that, because the issue is harassment. Now, while you and I don't believe in mind reading, so we can never know your real intent, the courts don't work that way. If it ever goes to court, one of these issues, which the courts I think, are resisting for a good reason, but when it finally gets forced, or when one of these goes to court, you know, a judge is going to show a jury all of these videos, and he's going to instruct them to try to figure out the intent of the accused. So there are no magic words, you know, and it's not just what you do. It's not just what you do. It's also the effect. In harassment, it's the effect of what you do. So, you know, if somebody tells you, "Geez, I have a problem and I'm scared of the color blue," and you start making blue videos, and you start using the word blue a lot, and you, God forbid, I don't know, put blue pictures of blue things in their mailbox and tape them to their door, you know, that's going to be harassment when you've been told of this person's vulnerability and you're using it against them. You know, whereas if you did that to me, it would just sort of be, except for the coming to my house part, it would just sort of be like silly. Okay? And so it matters how the target is taking your attacks. And this is the issue. I mean, you know, I do have an appreciation for trolling for various reasons. One, it's an irreverent community. You know, I don't know if this story is true. I've never really been able to confirm the citation, but I had been, you know, learned at one point that the Romans had a tradition of when a general would come back, you know, and they'd give a victory parade, that along with the general would basically walk a couple of, you know, clowns or buffoons that would yell insults and whatnot at the victor, you know, so that, you know, the Romans were not a particularly humble people, but, you know, the idea being that you still have your detractors, and there's some joy in having detractors but overcoming them, but also, you know, there's some reality of, you know, you're not really ever going to have nothing but allies and nothing but positive things. It's not going to be the reality. And so, you know, the trolls sort of serve this purpose of, you know, they'll just take someone down because they're popular. That's enough. So, or try to cut someone down to size. And I think that's okay, and sometimes it leads to, you know, some good humor, actually. And I personally also am tolerant even of people that are crossing the line trolling in the past, not necessarily in every case, but because, you know, you can learn how not to be emotionally manipulable when these people try to do these things. You can improve your ability to control your own emotions, and that's been a good thing. But insofar as these people are online to get shits and giggles pushing other people's buttons, you know, they're walking a very fine line. It's very easy to stumble or you know, step off of that narrow path into doing something that's harassment. And you're just going to be judged on a case-by-case basis. And for now, and probably for a long time, maybe forever, you'll get away with it because we have more important problems. But basically, you know, if you are harassing somebody, there is a problem. You know, and the basic thing that we need to remember is, in this society legally, is, you know, harassment, sexual harassment, any kind of harassment involves the person telling the accused to leave them alone. And if somebody tells you to leave them alone, you should remember their right to get restraining orders, and you should not really force them to get a restraining order. You should leave them alone at that point. So, I've argued a lot with in Menham, and we've called each other names and the rest of it, and I don't think it's harassment because we both have a voluntary involvement still in this. And that's why, somebody can have a style that looks harassing, and it's not necessarily the same thing as if somebody's really asking for relief from you. Mel asked for people to stop bugging her in a certain way, and I really think that they probably should have. I say probably because I'm not going to pretend to know in every case, and if somebody comes online, they're partially responsible for the conversations they have, but certainly a lot of the people harassing Mel, they might have some excuse, but they don't have a real reason, and also it doesn't matter. I mean, if Mel had harassed somebody, as some of the trolls have said, then that doesn't mean you can harass her back. In our legal system, somebody steals from you, you might feel you can steal back from them, but that's not what the legal system says. You'll just both be criminals if you do that. So, anyway, yeah, that's about all I have to say on trolling for a while, I think. But who knows? The conversation's ongoing, of course. It's not a promise not to have more to say, but